And remember, in the end game, lots of king moves and attack opponent's pawns where possible. So lots of king moves, attack pawns. That's all I'm doing here. I'm going forward because I want to attack these pawns. I literally, look at that knight. I'm not even using it. I'm not even using it. I'm using my king only. Look at this. This is like a superhero. Look at this. I'm gonna win the whole game because of this. Do that. If you're ever in an endgame, dude, you're 400. Just move your king.
Hey guys, we're about to get into a brand new series called Building Habits, which is my personal take on how to improve in chess, starting from say 400 ELO all the way up to 2000 ELO and beyond. I'm gonna choose a series of rules that I have to follow when I'm playing this game, and you guys can follow them too. What you'll notice is you might be missing a lot of opportunities to play winning moves. That's okay. Focus on the fundamentals. What I'm trying to get you to do is build good habits and play high percentage moves that will increase your rating.
So these are the rules I'm going to start with. The goal is to see what rating we can get to, or what rating we end up with by only following these rules. One of the best ways to start would be E4. So, okay, I've played E4. It's all about controlling the center. My opponent's played G6. To me, he's basically not controlling the center. I don't think it's absurd to play another center move. 2 squares as well. Now, my opponent's played Knight H6. Based on the rules that I have there, which is basically anything towards the center, I would call a good move, or that's the goal. If I see a move like this, I can already assume my opponent's probably not playing a good move. However, if I touch the bishop, I'll notice I can take that. What I notice is that at the lower levels, everybody takes things as soon as they can take them. So I'm going to take that knight. Now, my next, I got to develop here. I talked about these being the target squares. I want to move my pieces towards the middle of the board. I'm attacking those 2 squares. Okay, my opponent has done the same thing. He's gone over here. Boom, I'm not even calculating here. I'm taking that. Get it off the board. And it wouldn't be absurd to play this move next. This is a capture. I'm going to do it 10 times out of 10. Okay, so he's gone here. Now, I'm probably going to just take a moment and think about what he's doing with this move. You should always be doing that. These bishops, I mean, I have to be conscious of what squares they're attacking so I don't blunder pieces. This bishop attacking all these squares. Now, E4 is being attacked. I put my knight here to actually defend both of those squares. So if I'm remembering why I put the knight there, I could say, look, I'm defending these 2 squares. That's defended. Even though he's attacking it, I have it covered. Okay, maybe I don't see that. Maybe I want to defend it one more time. I move my queen. G5 played. Don't know what he's up to. Don't know what he's up to. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to castle. He could be doing something here. Maybe I would think about taking that, but I'm going to castle. I'm going to castle. He's attacking my pawn. He's attacking my knight. What am I going to do with the knight? I'm going to try to go towards the center. So if these are the target squares and I get attacked, it's most likely that I'm just going to go here. Now, why do I have the tactics rule in place? You might say it's weird. Why are you telling people not to use tactics? It's because, dude, when you're rated 400, you probably don't know what tactics are, and you shouldn't. Like, as you improve, you should learn tactics, and then you'll probably get up to the next level of this series. But when you're just starting out brand new in chess, I think you can improve your chess just by doing these things. You can add tactics later. Okay, so I brought my knight into the center of the board. Now I've pretty much moved everything except these rooks. This pawn might be hanging, but again, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm not even thinking about that. All I'm thinking is like, bring the rooks to the middle. Because that's what I outlined. I said, hey, it's all about the middle of the board. It's all about the middle of the board. Okay, now I just get attacked. He's attacked my knight. I gotta move this thing. Technically, if I'm trying to stay in the center of the board, I might interpret that as trying to stay within this box. So let's say I play here. Knight takes G4. It's a hanging pawn, but you can never be sure whether this move is good or bad. So we go here. We go Knight D3. We have to represent the 400 ELO. I think Knight D3 is in the center of the board. And in general, what I'm saying is everything that you see on the screen, if you follow these rules, you're going to get a decent position. You might be missing good moves, but you hopefully won't be playing bad moves. Rook g5 played. Again, if I just look at what he might be threatening, I don't see anything there, and he's still hitting his pawn. So I'm just going to continue with another move, and I'm going to bring my rook to the middle. So he goes rook over here. He's attacking this pawn. Now, I should feel comfortable knowing my king is defending it. I should feel comfortable. That could be enough. But at this point, when he's attacking my pawn, you sort of have to evaluate whether this is safe or not. Hopefully you can see that the king is covering it, and he doesn't have anything else attacking it. So I'm just going to maybe play my other knight in the center. Take a free piece. That's not a free piece. That's a pawn. Pawns get blundered all the time. Pawns get blundered all the time. E6. Okay, he's hitting my knight. Again, I have to go back. Trying to stay within this realm. I don't think it would be, unreasonable to go here, so I'm going to go here. I could also go knight there, but if I went knight there, I would maybe block my queen from protecting my pawn, and I've got everything in the center so far. Knight e3 formation complete. Yeah, it would look pretty funny. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be a great move. So I got knight f4. I know my other knight's here protecting. Hopefully I know how those pieces move. Pawns aren't pieces. Yes, that's why I'm not taking this. Of course, believe me, I know that's hanging. So he goes rook all the way over here. Now, there might be a lot of moves I should do here, but if I see my pawn hanging, I think playing a3, just immediately without thinking, it's probably going to be a good move. It's like, hey, look, I see what you're up to. You're attacking my pawn. Now it's defended. You can't do anything else to me. So I've invested a lot of time. We're on move 15 here. Obviously, I've been sort of speaking at the same time. So he goes pawn up. Not even going to think. Why not? Because it's a capture. Guys, anytime there's a capture on the table, we just go for it. We go for it. It doesn't matter. Okay, queen there. Capture. Trust me, when you're at 400, buddy, if there's a capture on the board, I mean, we go. We do those. Absolutely we do. Okay, now he's taken back. Now, I have a couple different options here. Queen, knight, rook. Fair to say that my knight is closer than my queen. More likely I play this move. Now, if you see queen takes e6, fantastic. It's a great move. But I'm just saying it's possible that you take with the knight. It's quite possible. So I'm going to play knight takes. Okay, he's moved the king up. Again, this isn't so much about this discovered check. This is me just taking a pawn. I'm just going to take a pawn because I see the rook's attacked. I probably don't even know that it's check right now. I might not have any idea. He might not have any idea. He's probably playing rook g8 as we speak. Now he moves the king. So now my knight's attacked, but my plan was to take this. And what we're seeing here is an example where I think it's very likely I lose this game because we're not quite in an endgame. We're not quite in an endgame. And it's not smart to bring my king out. The rooks are still on the board. Now, rook h5. It's a great move. Do I think that in this position, white is going to bust out, the best moves? I don't. With 10 seconds ticking down, I think it's extremely reasonable that, the guy goes in the center, maybe gives a check, centralizing the knight as we've been talking about. And with 7 seconds, am I going to come up with brilliant moves here? Probably not. Probably not. King there, and what am I going to come up with in this move? 4 seconds. I play g3, and I easily lose this game. And I flag. There we go. -7 to start. 393. We got the black pieces for the first time. So we'll see what opening he does. Okay, so this, I'm probably just going to play this because it's 2 moves, better than 1 usually. And if you played this, I would have done the same thing. Okay, again. Knight controlling center squares. My other knight probably going to come here. It's very likely that you start off the game and your knights are the first 2 things you do. It's very likely. Or I should say, after you move a center pawn, your knights would be one of the first things you do. Okay, d5 could be played here, but more natural. Bishop c5, cover the center squares. That's a capture. I'm taking that immediately. I'm taking that immediately, and I'm castling. Why? Because I said we want to castle ASAP. What's my next move? It's probably going to be this. Why? It strengthens the center, and it helps me develop my remaining piece. So there we go. I'm going to do that. I don't think these moves are unreasonable. I think I'm following the the moves that I've outlined here. Bishop needs to develop. Now let's say my move to really attack the center would be that one. Technically, this move would attack the center as well. I don't think it's unreasonable to put the bishop there. That totally could happen, but I'm just gonna go here. It attacks the center. It's where we want to go. Okay, he's castled. Now, these are the three pieces I haven't really moved yet. So let's say I move my rook to the middle. Probably want to move my queen out. Okay, he goes here. We take that just immediately. There's no way I don't take that. Now, he's threatening this. Do I see this? No, hell no. I have no idea what that move is. That's a fork? Never heard of a fork before. I'm gonna keep doing my moves, which is, you know, getting my queen so that my rook can come to the middle. D5 is a tactic. Never seen that before. Don't worry. When it happens to you, then you'll understand what it is immediately. After it happens to you once, you can commit that to memory and not let it happen again. Okay, he's going there. We'll bring the rook to the middle. Boom. Well, what we did last time is we played some random move over here. I'm going to play h6. I think in general, pawns near the king, once you move them 2 squares, is going to be a little bit weak. So it's a good idea to think, okay, if I don't have a move ready, I'm just going to play a move in front of my king to make sure I never get back rank mated. At the 400 level, one of the best things you can do for yourself is never get back rank mated. That would be so impressive. Okay, so he finally plays it. Here I'm thinking, damn. Maybe I missed this. What the hell is this? My pieces are just hanging here. Okay, we're obviously taking that. It's a capture. We lost a piece. It looks like we did. Absolutely. Okay, our knight's being hit. Let's go to the center. No tactics? Wait, what? Yeah, this guy's not a real 400. Get him out of here. He's not following my curriculum. Didn't capture the rook. It was a long way away. Remember, my knight was hanging, and the idea is not to lose pieces. So, seeing my knight hanging, I'm going to react to that first. And when I say I'm going to react to that first, you say that that's what you should do. So he plays this. Now, I've just moved my knight here. I know that this is worth more than that. I'm taking that. I'm taking it. And this is not me playing a GM move. That's just me taking material that is worth more than what I'm taking it with. Now, that's a trade. Now, whenever you are up material, no matter what your rating is, I think your goal should always be to trade material. Trade material at all costs. That should be your goal no matter what. Okay, so he took back. Now, I see both my pieces are against the pawn. Rooks like to have things open, and I'm not attacking the center because everything's in the way. So I'm going to go over here, and now I'm really attacking the center. So maybe I take this pawn, but hell no, we take that knight. Of course, that's a trade. So we're just starting out with this level, but there'll be more levels to this. Okay, he goes there. Hopefully, we see that that bishop's defending it. Now, I have a queen and a rook. That's it. That's all I have. Maybe I start activating my queen. Maybe I start making random pawn moves. Let's make a random pawn move, see what happens. Now, of course, you guys can look at this and improve on many aspects. Like, when I make this random pawn move, what should you be doing? You should be taking this queen and activating it. And that's why, as I play all these games, the point is you can look at all the games that I'm playing, you can see I'm following these rules, but then you can also say, look, there are points where he shouldn't follow those rules and he should do this instead. Should he just play a random pawn move at some point? No, he should activate his queen. And that's where you can take over, break the rules a little bit, and play queen b5 yourself. That'd be a great move. Okay, he's played knight there. I don't know what a discovered attack is. All I see is a free pawn in the center of the board, and I put my rook there to attack the center. I'm taking that. Okay, knight h4. Now, seeing that this is attacked when the knight goes there, I think that's a tactic. So, for the purposes of the game, I'm not going to move the rook because I think that that's a tactic. That's a discovered attack. When you see this move, you're not thinking about your rook being hanging. You don't know what that is, you hang your rook there. You don't see it. Okay, he takes your rook, now you're like, oh, god damn it. This guy uncovered an attack. Maybe you start to realize, wait, he moved this, but then he was attacking something with the piece behind it. Eventually you start to realize that was a discovered attack. Okay, I'm going to take a free pawn. That's why I put my queen there. I didn't see this. Don't hang free pieces? Yes, but no tactics comes before don't hang free pieces. No tactic comes before don't hang. Believe me, as I said, if you guys can see that is attacked and move it away, oh, you're gonna be even higher rated. You're gonna outperform the system here. Okay, knight there. What's he up to? Literally no idea. We take more free stuff. Literally no idea what he's doing. Okay, that's a check. Now, remember, we're technically in an endgame, and I always said pieces towards the center. We're gonna choose to go this way as opposed to that way. King f8. Okay, he goes back. Literally don't know what he's doing. Let's push this pawn because it's closer to becoming a queen. So that's our pawn we're pushing. Okay, he's attacking the pawn, but it is defended. It is defended. I think it's not unreasonable to move my queen. You know, I'm like still protecting the pawn. I'm getting out of the way because all I want to do is push it all the way to the end. Okay, my queen's attacked, and now I've got some decisions to make. He's attacking my pawn, and he's attacking my pawn there. I've got to move my queen. I've got to move my queen. So let's say I go queen here. That looks like if I had to choose a square to defend this pawn, I'd probably choose queen here. Queen c5? Yeah, but I'm not defending my pawn there, and there's no way I see that tactic. There's no way I do. Okay, he goes there. Literally don't know what he's doing. I don't even know what a discovered attack is. I'm going to push my pawn. Queen d4 pieces to the center. Yeah, but I can't be blundering free pieces. Okay, now that he's let me do it, boom, we go queen to the center. Is this a pin? I don't know. Never heard of it. All I'm doing is putting my piece in the center. Okay, all I see is he's defended his knight. I'm pushing my pawn all the way. That's been my plan since day one. I've only had one plan this game. Okay, he goes bishop there. Now maybe I queen, but maybe I take this. I should take it. It's a free piece. I'm queening. I'm going to take this. Maybe I push this pawn. Who knows at this point? And I flag. Now I'm saying, goddamn, chess is such a stupid goddamn game. What a stupid, oh my, I'm never playing this game again. So dumb. Literally so stupid. Only 2 blunders. There you go. The goal is to get a good report. Even if you lose the game, even if it's on time, get a good report. I'm hoping that my advice here is going to give you guys a good report. Okay, e4, we're going to play e5. d4, I've never seen this opening before. This is brand new to me. I'm going to take that, obviously. Okay, just took with the queen. If I had to pick a knight to develop here, the better one is this. The better one is this. It hits the queen. He's moved away. Don't really know what's going on. I'm going to play this move. Okay, c4. Now, again, I'm supposed to, at this point, develop my bishop to control the center. I might realize that I can't do that. I've been faced with a position where, you know, for the first time ever, I can't really play the move that I want to play. You know? And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, I can't control the center? How do I control the center here? Well, I might be focused on this move because it's my habit to play the bishop there. So I might even play b6. I might play b6 saying, look, I want to get my bishop there no matter what. Now, there's a lot of good moves here. Bishop b4 check's a great move. I think b6, the thought process might be there. Like, hey, I got to get my bishop there. That's how I do it. I think bishop d6, there's also a case for that. But at the 400 level, you should know that generally you want to move both your center pawns in the game. And if you play this move, you won't be able to move that. So we want to get away from that. We're going to go b6. We're going to go b6 because all I'm thinking about is going here. I don't care about whatever is happening to me. It's like, all I know is this is a good move for me. So I'm going to go here. A 400 could blunder this, yes, but take a look at the screen. What I'm saying is that you shouldn't blunder free pieces. That's the only thing I want you to be careful of. Free pieces. He goes queen f4. I'm castling as soon as possible. Bishop e7 too passive. Yeah, bishop e7 is fine. Bishop e7 is a fine move too. Well, the thing is, b6 you could say is a higher level move, but I would actually prefer bishop e7. I think it's probably a better move. Okay, bishop e3, I'm taking that, not even considering life where I don't take it. So, I mean, we all know that I've been bringing my rook to the center very early, and we all know I've been playing d6 and getting my bishop out. So those are probably going to be my next moves. Okay, d6. This guy is protected. Bishop. Have I been really bringing it out too far? No, generally I've been sort of bringing it towards the center here. Okay, he goes in the middle. Boom. We don't even care. We take. We take. We always take things. Okay, so we've taken it. He takes back. We absolutely take that. Now, hey, if you get this position, are you going to see bishop takes c4? Discovered attack on the queen? Hell no. Are you going to see a free bishop? Hell yes. We take that. Absolutely we do. And all I've done is follow exactly what is written on the screen right there. I'm just following the rules here. Okay, he goes knight there. I'm like, hey, what's this guy doing? Don't really care. I'm probably going to bring my rook into the middle. That's what we've been talking about this whole time. Completing what I know to be good, solid development. Pawn is hanging? Yes, but sometimes we hang pawns. Sometimes we hang pawns. What I want you to focus on at 400 is not to hang free pieces. Pawns can be hung. I still think it's a mistake, but eventually we'll start to correct that. But in general, at 400, you can't be expected to play a game where literally you hang nothing the entire game. It's too much to ask. Okay, number one. A queen versus two rooks, it's usually good to do that trade at 400. Would I ever give up my queen for anything other than another queen? Hell no. There's zero chance. Zero chance. Would I play queen takes, rook takes, queen takes, king f2, knight g4, forking the king and the queen and winning the entire game? Hell no. My account would be banned if I did that. So I'm going to take my queen. I'm going to move out of the attack. Where do I want to go? Let's just go all the way back here. Some nice safe square. Okay, he's taken my pawn, but it doesn't matter. I see a trade, I take a trade. I see a trade, I take a trade. Now, what we're going to notice is that, now why not e4 for queen? e4 would be a great queen move. But e4, am I sure that things are covered there, that I'm covering? Look, if you can find queen e4, it's a great move. What I'm saying is, look, if you put your queen on just a square where it's not being attacked by anything, nice safe square, it'll generally be a better idea most of the time. Now, I've taken. What is it time for? It's time for not only a random pawn move, but one near the king. And I've always said this, whether it's h5 or h6, it doesn't matter. I just need a random pawn move near the king. This at every point, during every game I've played so far, I have done this. And you guys have seen, this is me building a habit. My habit is to make that escape square for my king and always be moving a pawn around the king before it gets too close to the end of the game. So this isn't me saying, oh, I might get back rank mated, I gotta do this. This is me just going here because that's a habit. I built that up. Ah, that's a trade, I'm taking that. He takes me, I'm like, oh, sick, I'm a goddamn genius. I just played h5, let's go. Let's go. All right, guy plays b4. Now, b4, it's my turn. Knight to the middle of the board looks reasonable to me. Okay, c5, I'm going to take it. And to be honest, I'm probably going to take it again. I just moved my knight here. I know where this knight moves. You know why? I click it, and it literally shows me the dots. And I'd be like, oh, there's a pawn on that dot. 400 likes to sacrifice pieces for no good reason. But what I'm telling you guys is that there are no sacrifices allowed. Now, you might blunder and you might miss things, but do your best to follow these rules. And I promise you, you'll be better off. Okay, he goes h4. I'm going to bring my knight back in the middle, because knights in the middle are good. Okay, he goes knight there. I think it's very reasonable that I might see this pawn's attacked. Also, it's time for a random pawn move. So let's chuck that up there. He goes knight there. It'd be nice to see this, but, I don't have enough faith in myself, so I'm just going to play a4. Just run this pawn as much as we can. Okay, he goes here. I'll have no idea what he's doing. I'm just going to play this. Okay. Now, he just checked me. Now, at this point, I have so many ways to take this. So many ways. But I'm just going to pick one. I simply have to take his knight. Okay, he goes e4. Now, I've been moving my knight from this square to this square a million times. Just a million times. Okay, he goes here. It's time to take with the queen. Okay, now he goes here. It's literally just time to use your queen and check him. You just use your queen and check him. Check. Ah, checkmate. Idiot. Well, GG, boys. Oh my god, what? Oh no. It's time for my king. It's time for my king. Nope. Okay. Yep, move the king a lot, attack the pawns. You kidding me? This is a real AFK moment. I wouldn't be sitting at the computer here if I truly played this game. There's no way I'd be sitting here. And we've all lost games like this. I'm probably going to be tilted out of my mind. Report. Oh, great. I played 33.3% accuracy. Even though I was winning the entire game. The entire game. I'm probably like, yo, is this bugged or something? Is this accurate, boys? On to the next one. E4, habits. Here. Here. We've done this before, guys. It should get faster and faster. We have done this before. Okay. He's attacking that. It's defended. I'm going to go here. We've also done this before. Now, again, he's doing this. I've done this before. This is the setup. I've played every game. Every time I get attacked, I always go back here. So I can start playing these moves pretty quickly. Full screen board. Hell yeah. We got to remind people the rules at the end of the day. Bishop there. Basically, I'm going to react the same way I reacted over here, which is at any time they put their bishop there, I'm just going to kick it with a pawn move. Okay. I take back. I don't know if double pawns are good or bad, but hey, I'm just playing the moves here. Okay, there, we're castling. We're castling. I think I had a pretty good transition there, pretty good flick. Okay, I'm gonna play h3 again. Every time this has happened. Now, maybe I remember last game I took like this and lost. So I'm like, dude, I'm taking like this. I'm a goddamn genius. Okay, he goes here. Now, rook to the middle. I've done this every time. He castles. I got to develop this bishop. I can't go here. I can't go here. I'm probably going to choose here. Queen d7. Again, not going to think too much. Just, I think everything is kind of on the square it needs to be right now. a5. Pretty much don't know what's going on over there, but it's time for a random pawn move. And because he played something over here, it's very, very, would you say, on brand to also play something over there. It's like, oh, you're coming at me on the left? I got homies on the left. You know, I got people on the left. You don't take the left side of the board. I got the left side of the board. That's my side of the board as well. It's very, like 400 level. If someone does something on the right side of the board, it's like, boom, I'm immediately on the right side. If someone does something on the left, it's like, boom, I'm on the left. Like, I'm with you, man. You're not getting free licks on me. Now, can I take that? Yes. Immediate take. Okay, he takes back. Is he threatening something? Not really. It's time for me to make sort of a random pawn move. Let's go here. It attacks something. This looks reasonable. Would a 400 see bishop takes h6? Hell no. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. There's no chance. There's no chance. Okay, he goes knight back. Now, at this point, I think it's time to play this. It's a central pawn move. I am backing it up with like 3 things, so I feel pretty confident doing this. Why would the bishop takes h6? Because we can take the knight at the end. But that's so advanced, I don't even understand it. Wow. So he comes up with this move. Now, he comes up with this move. Look, what should we absolutely be doing? Cardinal rule, it's written on the screen. You take free pieces. You do not hang them yourself, and you always take them when presented. No matter what moves your opponent does, you take stock. You take a couple seconds, be like, what the hell did he just do? And what is now available to me? That's a free piece. We take those. Yes, absolutely. We should play g4 against g5. And that's probably what I would do if it did not hang a piece. But hanging pieces is written on the screen. James Blunder says he would resign with black right now and drink beer. And I wouldn't drink beer because that's not on the screen. But if you offered me a free beer, then I would join you. Always take free things from your opponent. Okay, he's hitting our bishop. Now, I don't think it's unreasonable to go into the center. That's what we've been talking about. Bishop into the middle. Let's go. We're not going to hang a free piece, and we're going to put it in the center. I think that follows a lot of rules. Wow, my opponent just resigned. Sure. I didn't know 400's resign. My advice for 400 is never resign. Never resign. Okay, e4. e5. You guys know the drill. Hopefully you know the drill at this point. You guys actually feel as you're watching, like when I'm playing moves and you guys are seeing the response, that you sort of get the moves that I'm going to play even before I play them? Because hopefully you do. These three moves should be almost like literally automatic at this point. You know my bishop's going to go there. You know I'm going to play this move. You know I'm going to castle. Okay, castle ASAP. Okay, you guys know I'm going to go here. You know I'm probably going to go here. My next move's probably going to be here. Basically, if some of my pieces get attacked, then I might think about it. Okay, knight there. Now, usually when a bishop goes there, I play pawn up immediately. And generally speaking, when a knight goes there, I bring my rook out or I do something else, and then I play this next move. I think that's been the practice for me in almost all my games. So if the bishop comes out, h3 or a3 immediately. If a knight goes here or here, then I usually wait a move and then play it. It's sort of what I've been doing, just as a rule. So takes. Now, if I had to take with a pawn, it's not a bad idea, but I think most people at the 400 level, they're not going to double their pawns for no reason. So I'm going to take back with the rook. h5. I don't really know what he's doing here. I'm going to continue my sort of plan, like bringing all the pieces out. Okay, g5. He's starting to go like pretty crazy. He's going for a big attack. Now, do I really know what attacks are or not? I'm not sure. But he's going here, so I'm probably going to like think about reacting over there, but let's say we just finish that development. We finish it. Rook d1, this is what I've been doing every time. g4, it's a capture, we take immediately. That's what we're up to. Now, for the first time in a long time, our knight actually can't go to the center and it's being attacked. It's pretty rare that that's happened, but we're finally getting it. Now, in this case, after you sort of calculate all the knight moves and you're like, what's good, what's not, what you'll realize is that there's only two. There's this one and this one. Which one is more likely to be played? I'm inclined to say this one, more towards the center. This is kind of on the side of the board. And just as a rule, we don't want to be placing many pieces. Well, I should say here and here. You don't want to be putting many pieces there in general. And I think I haven't in any of my games so far. So I'll choose this one. Seems to make more sense to me. One of the next moves I'll be thinking about is knight there. It's a knight in the center. It looks safe, and that definitely looks like a follow-up I would do. Again, did I see this coming? No. I don't really know what a skewer is, but what I can see here is if I move my rook, I'm going to lose my queen. That kind of sucks. So I'm going to put my knight in. At some point, you just have to admit that you lost the rook. Am I going to play knight f6 here? No, of course not. Is it even a good move? Not really, honestly. But of course, if someone gets taken, I'm going to take it back. Am I going to bring my knight back or double my pawns? No, I'm going to take with the queen, of course. But of course, after bishop takes, there's no way anyone's playing this. It's not even a good move, honestly, but it could be found now. But one of my rules says no tactics. Now, sometimes there'll be a hanging piece, and you guys are like, oh, 400 would never take that. And I'll take it because it's like, hey, it says if it's a free piece, you take it. So by the same token, that's a tactic. Even if a 400 might play it, I'm not going to play it. That's not part of my outline. So I'm going to play this. It gets the pawn out of the way, and it hits the knight. Seems like a reasonable move. Knight there. Now, I think this is a good time to make a move in the center. Okay, we take back. Now, again, guys, I know this is here this whole time. But remember, the things on the screen are the guidelines. Knight f6 is a tactic. That's a fork. At the 400 level, you probably don't know much about any type of tactics. Okay, queen there. That is technically a fork. To be honest, most of the time my bishop gets attacked here, I always play bishop b3. So I don't think it's crazy to play bishop b3 here, and that's what I'm going to do. And again, it might take longer to find these moves. Maybe you wouldn't find them, but this is according to my rules. Pretty much every time my bishop's been attacked on c4, I've gone bishop b3. So I think this makes a lot of sense. Queen back. Again, knight there, totally possible. What have we been following? Pawn moves in the center. Take with the pawn. Looks reasonable. Okay, he's attacking my knight. Now I have to move. Now that my knight's attacked, do you guys agree that it's pretty reasonable that even if I don't see knight f6 as a fork, I'm probably going to play knight f6. This is what I'm saying. At this point, knight f6 is like the most likely move on the board. Because who's going to move a knight backwards? It's very hard to do a move like that. Very hard to do a move. Yeah, knight f6, exactly. And then don't take the queen. Exactly. Knight f6, and then, you know, I don't even see this move. I don't even see this move. If it's my turn here, I play knight f6. I checked you. I feel great about myself. Maybe I take a free pawn. You know what I mean? So pawn, backwards knight move, unlikely. I've got this knight I haven't really used. I think it would be good form to bring it into the game. So I'm gonna bring the knight in. It's free stuff, yes, but we're sort of breaking a mini rule by forking there and using a discovered attack. That's two tactics in one. So we're playing knight f6, and I'm not allowed to use the knight or the rook to take that queen, because that's a fork, and that's a discovered attack. Okay, so he saves his queen. Now, my turn again. Knight f4 seems reasonable. I'm moving the knight more and more up the board. Actually, at this point, I think it's time for a random pawn move. Just throw a4 in there. Okay, and let's go knight f4. This is the move I mentioned last time. King f1. King f1 is a really random move to play. I wouldn't count on it. Okay, if he takes, of course, we're going to take back. He goes here and probably going to trade. Absolutely going to trade. We always want to trade. We got mated on h1. Completely logical. Completely logical. Of course this is going to happen to you at 400. This is a very typical game. You're completely winning. You miss a free queen. Otherwise didn't play moves that were too bad. And this guy just goes like this and mates you. But in the long term, if you follow these rules, maybe you'll win 8 games, you'll lose 2. You'll win 7 games, you'll lose 3. This might be one of the 2 or the 3 games you lose, but in the long term, I think we got ourselves a good position by following the rules on the screen. Okay, let's see the report. Okay, we did pretty well. We had 9% accuracy. Is this a troll? I played a 9% game. So many things happened, and the only thing they want me to work on is castling. That's all they want me to do. Castle. And in fact, I did castle. Matter of fact, why don't we talk about my friend over here, the Duke of the Duke Leto Atreides. How about we talk about Chief over here? Did Buddy Boy castle? I don't think so. Buddy's king's on e7. I'm being told to castle. I castled just fine. In fact, I castled and I got mated because I castled. Matter of fact, this guy played king e7 and he won the game. Yeah, great one. Great one. Okay, here we know what we're gonna do, right, guys? When this happens, this happens. When that knight goes out, that knight goes out. So in general, when we see this, we're gonna play knight f6, and you know why we're gonna play knight f6? Because we have never seen this before, and if it happens, it should hurt us based on the rules that we've discussed. You get the knights out first. He didn't play it, so that's kind of fortunate. That's kind of fortunate. Oh, he played it a little bit too late, guys. We get to castle now. Castle ASAP. It's on the screen. Whew! Got saved there. Now chess.com's going to tell me to work on my castling when I did it at the pristine, perfect moment. Okay, d6. As I said, when the knight's there, I generally kick it out. Not right away, but one move later. And that's what I've been doing every single time. Okay, what have I done every time? I generally haven't played bishop here because what happens is I'd have to take with a pawn, and at 400, it's not the most obvious thing to double your pawns. So I usually start with a rook and then go with the bishop. Okay, he goes here. Now, do I know about maybe doing this move or whatever? No, all I know is this was my next planned move. So let's do it. I know it hangs this pawn, but this was my plan, so I'm going to follow through. Thanks for the new sub there, buddy. Cheers, Prometheus. Okay, that's a trade of a piece. This is another trade of a piece. We take. Queen c4. Again, what have I done every time, guys? I've done this and rook over. This should be no surprise. d4. That's an exchange. That's an exchange. We take that immediately. Now, yes, we want to take this pawn, but every time our opponent proposes a trade, we generally take it. Now, as for the next move, I think it is likely that I am going to take this pawn. Generally, you sort of take with the lowest value piece. If I had taken with the rook, he would have been able to attack my rook. So You usually just take with the lowest value. So, knight's being hit. I see that. Now, knight e5. Normally, I would say do that. It's in the center. But if you guys take a look, after knight there, technically, I would be blundering my knight. Remember, we cannot give up free pieces. So, where do we want to go? Well, knight there, side of the board. Knight here, literally back where I came from. Knight here. What happened that one game? Do you guys remember? The game I got checkmated in. When black attacked our knight here, and we couldn't go to the center, what did I do? I brought it back to e1. So the most natural thing to do is to play knight d8. And I hope that makes sense to some of you guys. Knight here and knight here, I lose a knight. So that's just, it's not an option. It has to be knight here. It has to be knight here. So we're building up, you know, some habits, some patterns from previous games as well. 400 would play knight a5, knight e5. 400 might do a whole bunch of things, but if you're a 400 following the rules on screen, the rules that I'm telling you, you wouldn't do that. Okay, that's an exchange. We take those all day. All right, he takes here. It's our turn. We want to get our rook out, but our knight is literally trapped. We can't do it. I think it's time for a random pawn move. There we go. Okay, rook there. That's a trade immediately. Time for more random pawn moves. Let's keep shoving it down. Let's get more random pawn moves. Queen here. And at this point, I mean, he might be intending this. I don't really know about that move. C6 looks reasonable here. But at some point, what was my plan? It was to move my rook over, and I've been trying for a while to move this knight. Finally, I can move it. I don't think this is unreasonable. En passant, I have no clue what that is. Literally no idea. Let's bring the rook to the middle. This is what we were talking about. Okay, now I need some moves. This loses a pawn. I can't go there. Honestly, tough position. I don't really have anything to do. At this point, I think it's reasonable that I might start making increasingly random moves, like f6. At this point, I just don't know what to do. I have a tough position. My knight can't go anywhere. My queen seemingly doesn't have anywhere to go. My rook can't go where I think I want it to go. So I think I've entered a tough position and probably a game I should lose. Some of the rules are kind of implicit and I just tell you guys as I go. But that is definitely a rule that when you're at 400 and there's a fair trade proposed, immediate take. For example, like that. Immediate take. Okay, it's getting the end game. I don't think it's crazy. I'm gonna move my king up a square. Okay. This is a move I've been trying to do for a while. I finally can do it. Okay, take that. And remember, in the end game, lots of king moves and attack opponent's pawns where possible. So lots of king moves, attack pawns. That's all I'm doing here. I'm going forward because I want to attack these pawns. I literally, look at that knight. I'm not even using it. I'm not even using it. I'm using my king only. Trust me, at the 400 ELO, this is how you win endgames. You use your king. Look at this. This is like a superhero. Look at this. I'm going to win the whole game because of this. Do that. If you're ever in an endgame, dude, you're 400. Just move your king. Look at that. I didn't even touch my knight. It's like I didn't even have a knight. Now, imagine he was also following these rules. As soon as this happened, what should he do? 1, 2, 3, probably. And then would I be able to do this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So you see, if he had followed the rules, I wouldn't be able to execute it as easily. Okay, well, we won that game. Obviously, nothing to learn there. Next. Next. Florence Floyd. Damn, the homie. All right, e4. We know it's e5. We know it's e5. At what ELO are you allowed to play en passant? Well, you'll see. You'll see. There's more stages to this. Obviously, I'm going to be adding more. But for now, I think you guys get the hang of it. Bishop there. Well, like I said, I'll be playing this. So now, someone has finally played this move. I haven't seen this. At my level, I've never experienced this. Everyone has to experience it once. Got to get KO'd by this move. This is called the fried liver attack. This is going to hurt. He's attacking my pawn. How can I defend this pawn? D5, of course, is going to come to mind. It's the only move. We all know. We all know it's the only way to try to stop it. And it's the only move that's going to come to your mind following the rules that we've seen here. The other thing is bishop c5, knight there, and just unfortunately lose some material. Now, we all know there's lots of responses to this, but based on the things I've outlined here, I think probably this is the reasonable one. And take it back, of course. Knight takes f7. Basically, I assume my opponent's an idiot at this point. That's a free piece for me. Thanks. Okay, he's checked me. What have I talked about? Do we put the king in the center? Do you remember the last time we got checked? Where did we go? Oh yeah, we went to g8. Don't bring the king to the center. We're not in the endgame yet. Oh, bishop takes d5. This is fine. How come when I clicked my king, there's no dots? There's supposed to be a few fucking dots there at chess.com. Maybe a bug. I seem to have castled very well this game. I don't see any dots. There's no dots. Great. Now, why did I let that happen? Because number one, it's probably happened to you. It's happened to all of us. I'm sure it's happened to me when I was 400. We all have suffered a nasty KO to this opening. And it's something that you need to learn quickly or it's going to keep destroying you. It is. To analyze this game and see that your opponent played with 99.7% accuracy, you're just like, what the hell? I actually just got rolled. Look at my report. I played 6 book moves, 1 best move, and 1 blunder. And I lost the goddamn game. You have to learn that after this move, instead of like, hey, should I play knight there and how do I deal with this and blah, 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 and learn all that, forget the whole thing. Forget the whole thing. Play bishop here. Why? Because they can no longer play this move. And the next thing I'm going to do is this. And then whenever they play that, I will be in time to castle and cover it. There we go. So this is an opening trap. And honestly, it's one of the first things you learn in chess. Seriously. One of the first things you learn in chess is the fried liver. It happened to me as well. Fried liver, very fun opening to play and very easy to get quick wins with. Bombadilly. Jax, thanks for the 7 months as well. Look at our homie Bombadilly over here. We've been playing e4 every time. That epic gamer, so we're going to keep going for it. We're building habits here. We're going to try to play the same opening, and e4 is a solid one. Okay, bishop c4. We've been playing this, pretty much all day. If the guy plays here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play knight g5. You know why? Because I just saw him do it. And if you're 400 and you've just gotten absolutely pounded by something, you're going to do the same thing. And you know what? The guy plays bishop c5, and I'm probably like, what? This guy's OP, man. How come I'm not getting a quick win? It's ridiculous. How come he's not playing knight f6 and getting smoke showed in about 10 moves? And I'll say, all right. Back to the normal. Remember, that was a lapse in judgment by me, but we're here to build habits. Now, we'd all get tempted by trying to copy that guy who got the quick win, but it's not about the quick wins, it's about building the fundamentals and improving your long-term chess. Not about enjoying these quick 99% victories in the moment. I mean, hey, buddy from last game, he might have a good night because of that. He might be on top of the world, but he's not out here building habits with the rest of us. He's not out there with the homies building habits. So who's the real loser? You tell me. Castles, we're going to castle. You guys know what the plan is. Rook here, bishop there. We've done it before. Yep, you guys have seen this. Okay, a move we haven't really seen before. We haven't seen this move to take our bishop. Pretty much, yeah, I don't think we've seen it at all. If he takes it, my pawn kind of doubles. But specifically, I feel like if this bishop was attacked, I think it's fair to say that I wouldn't leave it there. And I'm going to do a move which has sort of been my answer. So every time my bishop's been attacked, I've done 2 things. I've either moved my bishop back or forward, because forward is in the center and back keeps attacking the center. So because maybe I noticed that this move, then I can take it and I get double pawns, maybe I wouldn't do that. I'd go in the center. Now, if he goes here, I'm going to have to go back there. Of course, I wouldn't realize that. I'm 400. But that's my thought. I'm putting the bishop in the center because it's technically that should be a better place to go. Pieces towards the center. He's attacked me. Now I'm like, damn, I'm pretty stupid. So I'm going to put the bishop back here, and I'm going to have to take it. Remember what I said? Always about the center. So if he takes me, which what am I doing? I'm going to capture this way, 1000% this way. Never playing this move, always capture towards the center. b5. Okay, so now it's as if he's played b5, attacked me, and I've gone back. That's chill. I've seen that before. I'm going to play bishop here. This is exactly what I've been doing every game, and I'm going to take with the rook, not the pawn, because I've been taking with the rook every game. That's the habit I've built up. All right, he's taken. We're going to take back. I don't even have pre-moves enabled, so I can't even pre-move that. Okay, he goes there. What have we been doing in the past? I hope you guys realize I'm not doing anything special here. For those that have been watching, especially those that have been watching all my games, I put my queen on this square almost every game. I bring a rook to d1, rook to e1 every game. I always put this bishop here. I always put that bishop there. It's really the exact same. Okay, let's have a look here. Knight d5, not possible. Knight e4, not possible. Those are my two central moves. I can't play either of them. Sucks. In the past, I've gone here because you don't want to put it on the side and you don't want to put it back where it came from. So I could go here because I played that before. But technically, knight e2 is more central. So I'm going to go here. Yes, it blunders. My knight g4 blunders my rook. But I think it's fair to say that if this is available, you should choose it over this in general. So if you get in the habit of choosing this square over this square, you will be making the better move 9 times out of 10. Okay, we happen to be looking at the 1 out of 10 right now. Sucks, I lose my rook. Not that bad. He goes knight there. I will remove the knight and place it on d1. That's what I will do. If only. No, I will play rook d1 because that's pretty much the follow-up move that I was gonna do. Takes, we're gonna take with the queen. We always kind of want to avoid doubling the pawns. No sacrifices. Yeah. If I win the game, it's a sacrifice. If I lose the game, it's a blunder. Remember. So basically, if I'm losing a rook for the knight, I can no longer win the game, or else it's going to be called a sacrifice. Okay, knight there. We take this way towards the center. We already know that. We can get that move ready. Okay, he goes here. What did I say? Is usually when a knight goes there, I don't kick it right away. I wait a move, and then I kick it. So let's kick it away. Let's kick it away. Now, if he takes, we already know what we're going to do. Sucks, but lost some material. Now we're in the random pawn move phase of the game. So what random pawn move have I chosen like 9 times out of 10? Do you guys remember? It's actually this one. Takes, takes, and in general trying to play this move. How many times have I used that? Many, many games. So I hope you guys are getting used to what pawn moves we choose when I say random pawn moves. It's often chucking a pawn up here. Like one of those two. I often choose that. But otherwise, it's pretty much always been c3. You guys say c4? I'm looking for something a little less explosive. Okay, there's a capture available, so we're gonna take it. Okay, he's done something that I didn't calculate. He's done an in-between move. I don't even know what an in-between move is. But what I do know is my rook is attacked. So rook is attacked. Where do we want to go? Generally, I think we want to go to the center. So I'm going to choose the next best square. These are usually the 2 squares I've put my rooks on all game. So I'm going to choose this one. So he's taken back. Now it's my turn again. I'm pretty much lacking moves here. I can't play d4. I don't really know what to do at this point. So sure, I will move this knight. Rook a2. He's attacking a pawn. I see that. We can defend it. Queen here. It's still in the center. It's reasonable. Okay, that's a pawn trade. It's an exchange. We immediately do that, of course. He's played this move. We don't really get that. Maybe a knight in the center makes a lot of sense. Okay, he's doing that. He's blundered the pawn, and I'll be hitting the bishop. That's a trade, so we're going to take that. That's a free queen, so we're going to take that. And unfortunately, our friend here, who played miraculously a near perfect game, he seemed to have lost a bit of his accuracy there at the end. Let me see if I got castling. Damn. 87.1% accuracy. Okay, so he's playing book moves. He's playing, that's funny. Seems to be playing top moves. Oh, okay. So I missed queen b4, and he decided to take, and instead of taking the rook here, it's actually really good. This 400 realized he should defend the pawns. Quite impressive, actually. A5, really, really good move. Bishop there, wow. Oof, bishop takes. Oh, he actually blundered. You see that, guys? What a blunder. Taking a free pawn. Actually a terrible move. So, what you'll see here, guys, is actually a mistake from our opponent here, taking this free pawn. Terrible move. Awful. He should have instead done something else. So here after taking back, it's not going to be as good. Keep that in mind. Oof, excellent move by him. Rook A2, really great stuff. And I think right around here, for some reason our opponent kind of falls off the wagon a little bit. Maybe, I think right here, he takes 9 seconds, he plays a great move. And then right here, when he had 1.6 seconds, I sort of feel like he sort of went off path. 1.6 seconds, I feel like queen c7 was a little inaccurate. Queen d8, I feel like that was a little inaccurate. Queen d5, also slightly inaccurate. And then queen c5 here, I feel like this is not quite the move. So a bit unfortunate, our opponent just, great game, didn't really have time to finish it off, is how I feel, you know? If you look at the game report, the game kind of just trends in a very, very upward and positive direction for the black pieces. And then you notice it just teeters off at the end there and just disappears. And then suddenly white wins. It's actually miraculous how that happened. But as you can see, I have created a game plan of moves that if you do these, you can take down people who play as well as this guy just did. That's right, believe me, that's going on the infomercial. Bombadilly is actually just a field test here. D4, we've pretty much played D5 every time we've seen it, and we're more or less gonna follow the same rules. So this night we play with this, and then this night we play that. He goes here. I think we'll probably go do the same thing. We'll start with the knights. Okay, let's get our bishop out, controlling the center. I'm kind of doing the same thing that happened last game, e6, and I'm gonna go bishop here. Basically, it's the same setup you guys are seeing. It's just the opposite, right? It's just the opposite, right? Basically, it's just mirrored. It's flipped. I'm still meeting this move with this. I'm getting both knights out. I'm bringing a bishop to control the center. I'm gonna play e6, and as soon as I move this bishop, we're gonna get castled. It's pretty much it. So it's the same thing that we've been playing, just mirrored. Again, he goes here, I'm gonna take it. What am I planning to do? The exact same thing. The exact same thing. Okay, that's a trade. We're gonna take that, and we're gonna get castled. We're gonna get castled. Okay, knight there. I'm gonna bring the rook to the middle, the way I've always done. Probably gonna bring the queen up and bring the rook over, as I've always done. There's a hanging pawn there. Am I gonna notice it immediately? Not sure about that. In the past, what I've done is I've always let blunders like that sit there for one move. And if they let it sit again, it's like, okay, I will take that because that is a central pawn, and central pawns should always be on your radar. Queen there. Now, maybe against some of you guys, this would work, and you would play here or here. Against me, and based on the rules on my screen, sorry, bud, you just lost your queen. Sorry, bud. And he's gonna resign. We're gonna take a nice win there. This is why I tell you guys, at the 400 level, you can blunder things like knight c2, because that's a tactic. It's possible to blunder that. But what I'm saying is try your best not to blunder entire pieces like this. The only reason my opponent played this is he did not know that my knight could move like this to take it. He didn't know that this could happen. So don't be that 400.
What's up, everybody? I hope you found the video helpful, and be sure to let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video, and make sure to stay tuned to our YouTube channel because we will be posting lots more episodes from this series. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to chessbrah on YouTube if you haven't already, and turn those post notifications on so that you'll always know when we're releasing new content. Take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.